All right, so now we record. I'm gonna start all over. All right, so we looking at the DXY as we always do to start off our sessions. We got this impulse, and we see that the market has been in this corrective, or should I say, ascending channel for a very long time. Like this has been ascending since like May of last year. If you want to even start from the uptrend from April of last year, this has just been continuously going up. Okay. Now, when we saw this impulse to the downside, if I go back to the 4-hour, okay, we saw this downtrend happening, okay? And then last week, what we were seeing is that we caught the downtrend. We saw the little pullback on the DXY, but because we saw this was a corrective wave, right, we knew or we were predicting that the market was going to go down, okay? We were predicting that the market was going to reverse, and so we was in several sales for the US dollar. Now, what I find interesting is that if I go back on my daily time frame, and remember, we always draw trend lines, okay? Okay, we always draw trend lines. Look at the data points. Number one, let's make these yellow, orange. Okay, we got number two, and essentially now we got number three. And as we can see, the market is pretty much respecting this trend line all over again. Okay. Now, what I'm looking to see happen, okay, and now, guys, this is just for you guys. I'm going to introduce harmonics, but I'm not going to really teach it for right now. Just letting you guys see how we can kind of give a prediction as far as where the market may go. Okay, with this respecting the trend line, if it continues to respect the trend line and it essentially generates a new uptrend, what I'm foreseeing may happen, all right, and again, this is if it respects the harmonic pattern. What I foresee may happen is that the market will then generate a bat pattern and has the potential to come back up here, at least to the 786 being at the 97. Okay, so now remember, this is the DXY. So I'm just showing you guys how if the market continues to respect this trend line, okay, and if it eventually surpasses the previous high, okay, we could see the market come up to the 786 and then continue on to the downside. Okay, that's a possibility. All right, so we're going to keep this in mind. All right, whether it happens, this week or even the following week or month or throughout the month, we're gonna look for this market hitting the 786. All right, now let's look at the other markets, the U.S. markets, and see what's going on. All right, this is UCAD, USD, CAD on the daily. Okay, we were looking at this one for the past several weeks, going to the 4-hour here. Right, so because we saw this impulse, and last week or the week before, 2 weeks ago, we were looking at this market together. I said, hey guys, wait for the drop. Here's a flag pattern here. We got the drop. It created another flag last week and then continued to drop. Okay. Now, one of the things that I noted, okay, if we understand market structure, all right, I'm gonna draw something out for you guys here. Let's just say the market is doing something like this. Make this blue. Let's say your market is doing something like this, where it's creating a second wave. Okay, it's creating a second wave right now. It's going to give us a nice pullback, and then potentially continue to the downside, completing this full Elliott wave. Now, for those of you guys that are studying, okay, within the IML Academy, you guys know, right, that we could have a major trend, okay, but within each wave, let's say between this wave 2 to the downside, between 2 and 3, we could have a minor wave, as you guys can see. Okay, here's a minor wave. Okay, we're getting essentially 3 push to the downside right now. We got a 1, 2, and now 3. Okay, Now, according to the Dow theory, okay, is that, hey, as we get these 3 pushes, what the market can eventually do, I'm going to erase this large one. What the market can eventually do is then give us a correction. Let me see. I think it's this one. X, A. I think if I'm doing it right. It can give us a correction like that. Okay? So be on the lookout for this to turn around. Why? Because we're looking at the DXY as potentially getting some strength. It could potentially be reversing right now to the upside. Okay, as it's respecting that trend line that we saw in the DXY. So be prepared for, you know, the market to be able to make a reversal for the US dollar. Okay, US dollar could be gaining some strength. Just be on the lookout. All right. There are there's some red floaters on USD, but there was a lot of news today on the AU. There's a lot of news on CAD, New Zealand dollar. Look at Great British Pound on Thursday, several red folders. On CAD on Friday, we got several red folders. So, and then even Monday again for GBP, got several red folders. So there's going to be a lot of news across all of these various markets, and we don't see too many US dollar red folders, okay, for this week. So again, that's giving me another inclination that, you know, again, we got to be prepared for these other crosses to make their move. All right. All right. So again, just be on the lookout. That's UCAD. Let's look at UCHF. Wow. I mean, look at UCHF. UCHF has essentially been on a turnaround right now. Okay. I have this bat pattern drawn out just to see what it does. But let's look at the daily time frame. Okay. Let me delete these fibs to remove any confusion right now. Okay. So on the daily time frame, we got this impulse to the upside. Market essentially made this corrective move. Again, how do we know what's impulse versus corrective or versus a wave? All right, remember, we look at it from this standpoint. Does this move in the market look anything like this move? You would say no, right? This right here, you guys can see this just straight bullish move versus this one being a little bit more choppy. Okay, so that's what I mean by impulse versus, you know, being more corrective. Okay. Right now in the market, right now in the market, we're essentially getting this push to the upside. Impulse, little pullback, looking for a potential continuation. Now look at that. We just got a new guy joining the squad. His name is Henry. Amen to that. All right. 1 second, guys. I'm about to plug in a newbie right now. Excuse me 1 second, guys. All right. Just got a new guy joining the team today, guys. That's exciting.
My boy JR go crazy.
Yeah. My guy JR been talking to this guy named Henry for a while.
I remember you guys talking about that last meeting.
Yeah. All right. So he may come join us or not. So yeah, so in regards to USD Chef, keep this in mind, guys. We see that it's on the upside right now. So again, maybe potentially, not sure if this right here is going to be a double top or a triple top. We got to touch here, touch it with this wick. Now it's touching it again. So here's a potential. Like I said, it could go back to the upside. Okay. So we don't know yet, but we'll wait for the market to, present itself. If I go to the 4-hour, again, we had noted, impulse flag, market continue to the upside. As I'm looking at this now on the 1 hour, I'm seeing like this bat pattern right here. I'm kind of liking it, but really right now I'm just testing this out because I'm more so curious than anything as to, okay, could this be a bigger flag? But when I look at this, impulse to the downside, right? You get this pullback here. Okay, then the market creates a bat pattern. So this right here may be a trade I'll take just out of curiosity, just to follow my trading plan. But overall, when I look at the bigger picture, this may be one where I just take TP1. It may not actually reverse to the downside yet, and that's because I'm looking at the DXY gaining strength. So again, you guys see all of these bullish candles right here lined up after one another. It makes me a little bit nervous to see if this will continue to the upside. Let me look at the DX. Let me look at my indicators. Okay, let me see here. Someone join chat. Okay, I see Sam. My momentum is saying it's going to the downside. RSI is losing momentum. My MACD right here is saying that it's in a flat, it's in a pullback. So, okay, how about this, Dwayne? You follow your strategy. If it works, it works. So I got my impulse to the downside. Market creates a flag. Guys, I'm about to enter a trade right now on this. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and enter a trade right now. Let me mark this up right now. Right. So remember, guys, just follow your strategy. Stick to it.
Demo
Don't divert
live.
from it. Say what?
Your demo or your live?
No, I'm doing it on my demo. Whatever trade setup I'm going to give to you guys, I would never just take it on my demo, but then tell you guys take it on your live. But again, you guys always trade with caution. All right. If you guys want to take it on your demo, feel free to do so just to test it out. Because I know you guys don't, really trade harmonics. But here's an example of how I mark up my chart, though. All right, where my 382 at right here? I got my 681 right here. Okay. Stop loss. Stop loss. Need something, bro? No, I can't see. Oh, well, feel free to move right here. Move your chair. This right here is stop loss. Gonna take that a dash line. Here's my entry. All right. Here's my TP1. Okay, then for TP, I just like to round to like my nearest whole number. or multiple of 5, just because I like the number 5. Okay. And so, and then also too, we get this railroad right here. So you guys see we're on the 1 hour. You get this bullish candle, then you just follow by a railroad. This right here is a perfect example of a reversal candle right here. So I'm gonna just go for TP1 from where we are right now. That's at 79. Let's just say 80 for simple math. That's approximately 20 pips in for TP1. If I go where we are right now to TP1, that's about 20 pips. So I'm going to enter this right now. And then looking at the stop loss, we always measure stop loss, guys. Stop loss, if I go to maximum 127, it's about 40 pips. Okay, I always have 2 stop losses to keep in mind. So if the market does something erratic, then I'll just close out a stop loss 1, but I got stop loss 2. So I'm about to enter this trade right now. So I'm looking at 40 pips stop loss. So you guys are going to trade with a 0.01 lot size. Remember, for your smaller accounts, 0.01 lot size, please. Well, that's just a suggestion. You guys are going to do what you want to do. But again, I'm following my strategy. Sell, market execution. I'm in right now. So I'm making my stop loss. Actually, as a matter of fact, how about I do it like this, where I show you guys. Okay, how about I show you guys? Phone, screen. Okay. Let me get back to. You may want your computer, bro. Bring it over.
No, it died.
Oh, it died?
It know how to do that. It was like, this thing on 1 minute, and then like, you guys plug it up.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I got to go to my screen real quick. So let's just put, I'm going to put my stop loss at this. No. 1.0020. I know you're seeing that screen. 1 second. 1 second, Bernard. Let me go to extend. That way you can kind of see both screens. All right. So I executed a sell. My stop loss is at 0020. Okay, and then my take profit is going to be at the 9960. Okay, guys, so that's approximately, like I said, about 20 pips, like 19 and some change from where the market is right now. Okay. So here you go, Bernard. No problem. 9960. That's the take profit. Okay. Now I'm into this too on my other account. I'm going on the smaller sides though. Going 1 second, guys. Again, just following. If you follow your game plan, hey, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. But hey, as long as I can say that I followed my strategy, right? As long as you can say that you followed your strategy, that's all that matters. So sell.
So the 1.0020.
Correct.
Stop loss.
That's the stop loss.
And take profit 0.9960.
Correct.
This is sell by market.
Yes. Okay. So right now, I'm gonna do this live with you guys right now. Show you guys exactly how I mark up my chart. So I'm gonna pull my comment section out here. Now I'm gonna do right here. All right. What's my checklist? Number one, I got a bearish impulse. All right. Leading to flag. 2, back pattern. All right. 3. All right. Market and minor reversal zone. All right. Or you can just say, you know, since retesting the high. All right. 4. Okay. What did we see? We saw a railroad pattern on the 1 hour. Okay. 5. All right. Now, so what I always do, okay, when I'm looking at my confirmation list, okay, I'm not even focusing on indicators right now. I want to focus on what I see the market's doing. So what I just went over, essentially, you know, my checklist starts off with market structure. Okay, market structure. What do I see in the market? Price action. Okay, then 5, again, indicators is just an assistant, a tool that assists me with the confidence, okay, in regards to me trading. So then what we saw, I'm gonna hit okay right now for that to save. Okay, but when I pull up my indicators, these are 3 that I use, where I see number 1, my MACD is losing momentum. Okay, let me move this out the way. Okay, I see that MACD, and I always comment on the time frame I'm looking at. Okay, losing momentum. Okay. Second, all right, look is that my MACD on a 1 hour is showing it's in a pullback. Okay. One second.
Hey, Dwayne.
Yes, sir.
I don't see nothing, bro.
You don't see what?
I still see your profile picture.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Why y'all ain't say nothing?
Now, I thought you was gonna switch it like
My
soon.
bad. My bad. I forgot to hit share on do a new share. 1 second. My bad. My bad.
You good.
Here we go. So wait 1 second, Bernard. I'm gonna go back to duplicate instead of extend. All right, Bernard, you see that on the TV?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I apologize, guys. So just to reiterate again, right, as you guys can see, my first 4 items on my checklist, okay, first 4 items on my checklist is just looking at market structure, price action, okay? And then the last thing I do is I say, okay, let me look at my indicators, all right, just to add, you know, further confirmation. Okay, looking at my indicators to add further confirmation. So as I'm looking at my MACD right here, it's losing momentum, but you guys see the market was still climbing. Okay, now it's losing momentum. This MACD setting right here tells me that I'm in a pullback. Okay, because my orange crossed over the blue. Okay, and then also, what I'm also seeing too is that, all right, I look at my RSI as well. All right, losing momentum with EMA cross. All right. Now, keep in mind, guys, for this session right here, I'm not going to go over how to use these indicators, but this is a live example just to show you all, okay, just to show you all how we can go about, you know, how you guys can go about building a checklist before you execute a trade. Okay, build your checklist before you execute a trade. All right, and then, all right, here we go. I'm about to go to Google.
I got a question.
All right, what's your question, Sam?
Do you have a checklist for like a general checklist per trade or per strategy?
You should have a general checklist for your strategy, okay? But then when you're in the markets, you can add to that checklist.
Gotcha.
Okay, so like for instance, if I go back here, right, my strategy when I trade harmonics is to say, hey, you know, when I see an impulse in the market, that's where I'm going to start my X. Okay, then I'm going to follow this market along to see if it's going to give me my ratios that I'm looking for. All right, so that's why I say bearish impulse leading to a flag, bat pattern. Okay, then after that, I add more to it as I see what this particular market is doing. So yes, let me go. I'm going to my trade journal right now. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I do in regards to tracking my trades, so you guys can easily watch this recording and then you guys can do the same thing. Okay. So here go my trading journal. All right, all right. For recording purposes, I'm gonna hide the lot size column just so no one, you know, ever say that I'm making an income claim or anything. So we're hiding that. All right. So the very first thing that I'm gonna do, let me unfilter. I think I got stuff filtered right now. Select all. Yeah, I think this is filtered because of what I was counting last time. Select all. Why are you still filtered though? Select all. Okay. All right. So here we go. All right. Number one, I'm typing in what strategy am I using? You're using harmonics. What's the pair? USD CHF. All right. I document this is my live account. We're in it for a sale. Today's date being the 4th. Hey, what time did I execute the trade? I'm just going to stay at 8:45. All right. What was my price I entered at? I'm looking at my phone right now. I want exact numbers. Okay, that's my entry price. I'm looking at my take profit, 0.996. My stop loss is 1.002. All right, this bad boy here will already calculate my pips for me if I just copy paste from another sale. Boom, pips already counted. Okay, and then because we haven't exited the trade yet, I'll leave this as open. This doesn't need to be highlighted no more because I closed that out. I'm gonna highlight this one as open. And then over here in my comment section, my notes on the trade, thing, right, that we did on the checklist, but just in summary format, right? Market printed a bearish impulse, okay? Then flag, creating a bat pattern, okay? I'm gonna say at entry, market printed a railroad, okay, on a 1 hour chart. Also noted, all right, MACD and RSI losing momentum, all right, to the downside, okay? So then I'm also going to note that, right, based on this, I executed with my stop loss at the 127 extended. So I'm always going to select TP1. Then also for a harmonic trader as a beginner, to build your account, you want to go to TP1, okay? So TP1, boom, and then I'm going to leave room for market feedback. Okay, so based on whenever I execute the trade, whether it hit my stop loss, whether it hit my take profit, I'm gonna go back in here and add some notes to it to say, okay, hey, like right here, all right, market responded as predicted. All right, I got 28 pips on this trade. All right, market responded as predicted. Looking at this one here, I did not adjust the TP where it should have hit my take profit at 38.2. So then I got out of the market, manually executed, right? So you want to add your notes as far as how you manage the trade. Now, this is also what's important, all right, is that I'm going to take a screenshot now of this. Let me make this smaller. Come on now. Make that smaller so it's in my overall view. Move this up a little bit. Go to my camera up here at the top right. All of you have this feature. It's free. Snapshot. Copy the link. Guess what? I'm just going to go right back to my trade journal where it says analysis before. Guess what? I'm just going to hit copy paste. Okay, so now I got my before picture. I'm going to wait to the end to where I print my after picture. It's that simple, guys. I just showed you guys how to do that in less than 5 minutes. That's how I go about documenting my trades. All right. Right now, we are about like 2 pips in drawdown right now from our entry. I entered at like the 79.9979. So so we're about 2 pips away. So we'll let market run, do what it do. Let's look at UJ. All right, so UJ here has been on, this right here is kind of weird, but again, we don't marry the trade. All right, here's a perfect example, guys, of how we knew there's a possible turnaround, right? Because after this impulse here, we didn't see the market give us a pullback. Then continuation, it gave you an impulse and it continued to the downside. If we was going a 15-minute time frame, look at this impulse, all right? If you wanted to, you could have just drew your trend line right here, okay, and said, okay, yeah, okay, the market's in a descending channel, wait for the reversal, right? So market reversed with this type of impulse, guys. Guess what? We're not looking for, a downtrend anymore. Okay, we're in an uptrend. Impulse, flag. Continuation. Now we waiting to see what the market does. Does the market give us another impulse? A pullback or a flag before continuation? That's yet to be known. So be on the lookout for USD JPY. Okay. Let's go to AU. All right. AU is pretty interesting. This right here is one I got out in right here. Saw this bad, but overall, guys, remember impulse, right? Flag right here, continuation. So this right here was a perfect buy that I gave you guys that we went over. I'll say gave that we went over on last week. Okay. Now what I'm seeing right here is that the market has essentially continued the downtrend. But as you guys can see, this does not look like this or this. Okay, it's more so giving you these pushes. And so with the DXY right now looking to turn up, this right here is an opportunity where this market overall could be continuing to the downside. So if I were you guys looking at a smaller time frame here, all right, we see these impulses to the downside. Impulse, little flag, continuation. Now we're getting this impulse right now. Let's see if a little flag comes about, and then it's a possible continuation to the downside. Okay. Now, why does this not show up on my minutes? Okay, so just be on the lookout for this right here to come back to this trend line here. All right, and then possible continuation to the downside. Okay. This is a critical reversal zone, how I have it marked on my chart in this gray area. So just be mindful. Okay, if I zoom out a little bit on the 4-hour, okay, looking at I'm taking my trend line from right here. I'm not including this full wick right here because that's just, this right here was just ridiculous. From here, data point number 2, it's possible that the market can continue all the way back down to, let's just say 71.50. Come back down, which right now that's nearly about 50 pips in profit from where the market is right now. Okay, it can continue back to the downside. All right. So that's AU. Let's just I'm gonna mark it up right now so we can come back to it later. All right, I'm gonna flag this for myself because if I see something I like, I'm gonna take this sale. Remember, guys, we always draw our zones right when we're in a trend. So let's just keep practicing it, right? So here's some support right there that the market found. Let's see what the market may do if it comes back and retests this support or now resistance. And let's see if it gives us a good entry right there. Okay. Let's look at EU. Okay, EU seems to be doing something similar. Okay, but the funny thing about EU is that I found this harmonic pattern right here. So I already missed this one, so I'm not in it for a buy right now. But I still marked it up just in case it gives me a double bottom. Because overall, what I'm seeing with this, and I actually want to get another person's opinion. That's why I'm gonna hop on another educator. Because again, we got this. If we look at EU, all right, we got this impulse, consolidation, continuation, impulse to the downside, and gave you a little pullback up right here, right? And another thing too is that if we look closer into this move here, I'm gonna remove this for right now so it doesn't confuse you guys. This seems to be corrective to me. All right, until we got this impulse candle right here. So again, that's why I'm more curious with this one right now. Okay, so if I was to draw this up, again, looking at my waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5. Okay, what I'm waiting to see happen, is if the market is like going to give me like a double bottom, or is it going to continue as we, let's just say, you know, find resistance right here at this zone if we're just looking at the trend. Okay, so remember what I said, guys, in regards to UCAD. Let's look at UCAD, for example. All right, remember what I said, guys, how we get this 3-wave. Okay, and then the market can potentially do something like this where it corrects itself before continuing to the downside. Now we're looking at EU, so you know the US is a minor in this pair. So if the US is gaining strength, the euro should be losing, right? It should be reversing to the downside. So the only thing I can foresee happening with this one, if it happens, all right, again, this could be one where you only take TP1, okay, as the market could potentially do something like this. It corrects itself, okay, but then after it corrects itself, it continues back to the downside. All right, essentially starting a whole new downtrend. So just be on the lookout for it. If I was in this buy, I would have just been scalping this. Like right now, from my entry at 29, say 30, it would have just only been up 9 pips. From this entry to the TP1, it's only about 20 pips. So, you know, just be on the lookout with this one. All right, I'm gonna flag it, and we'll see what happens. Let's look at GU. All right, open, delete these right here. It's all previous markups from before. All right, and as we can see, GU seems to be like on a downtrend right now. All right, but we're not really getting, it doesn't look very clean. You know, we got this one impulse right here. Okay, but then, hey, you know, with it not being clean, let's go on the daily time frames. Look at the daily. All right, let's look at all our time frames. Let's build a story. Okay, we got this impulse to the downside. Market's been just pretty much descending the entire time. Now look at how this market has been moving, though. It's just been consistently going up. We're not seeing a lot of pullbacks in this right here. It's just been trailing up. Here's a shark pattern right here on GU. So if I would have entered up here, it would have definitely been in profit. So with this one here, let's look at the MACD. All right, seems to be getting some divergence right now. Here's my low. Got my lower low, but the MACD is going up. This MACD right here says it's definitely continuing a downtrend right now. So that's good. RSI is below the 50. So yeah, what I'm seeing right now, guys, is that there could be a possible pullback on these crosses and then a potential continuation to the downside. So just be on the lookout. For right now, I'm just going to draw a trend line from what I see. All right. And if you guys have any input, I mean, feel free, because this right here is looking real suspect to me right now, at least. It's looking real suspect. All right, get this on instead of hourly so I can see these wicks. Connecting 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see if the market respects this trend line overall. Okay. This right here doesn't really look very clean to me. But to you guys, you may find something. All right. NZD USD. Okay. With this one right here, this one has been pulling back, which makes sense because the DXY has been losing strength. So again, though, what I'm hoping for, okay, as I'm looking at NZD, I drew this trend line right here. So I'm curious if it will respect the trend line before it goes up, or if the DXY is actually gaining strength, then we should see this come back down. But what I'm curious about, again, all right, guys, similar story. We get these 3 pushes. I'm curious if the market is going to do something like this and then continue to the downside, with the DXY gaining strength. So we just seen this similar, but it was in the flip side for EU, where it was going down. Nice little 3 pushes, may continue to the downside. Same with GU, is currently going down, waiting to see if he gives a pullback before continuation. NU, seems to be a very similar story. But right now I'm not looking for a sell with NU until it actually breaks this trend line. Okay, so that's my theory on it. You guys can feel free to, of course, trade at your discretion. So I'm not going to get into silver. I'm going to get into gold. All right, let's look at some. How about this? We'll end it right there for right now. All right, we'll end it right there for right now. So we looked at UCAD. All right, either it's going to retest this trend line and continue to the downside, or it's a possibility it may give us a correction before continuing to the downside. No, I'm sorry. If it goes up for a reverse, it may continue up. So I may be looking for a buy on this one. UCHEF. Right now, we had entered a sale. This right here would essentially be like a scalp. Okay, take it to TP1. This could potentially continue to the upside. Okay, as the DXY is gaining strength. Right? UJ, we see is already on the move. Right now, I'm waiting for a pullback before it continues to the upside. AU, waiting to see if it actually pulls back to this trend line. Looking at the 1 hour. We're also looking at this support, now resistance. See if we may look at this zone right here as a resistance before continuation to the downside. EU, right now it's doing a little pullback, may continue. I'm not in this buy right now, but if it does go, it could potentially go to TP1, or it could stop at this zone right here and then continue to the downside. All right, GU, to me right now, just looks choppy, but overall, we see it's in a downtrend. Okay, just waiting to see what this does. I would like to see an impulse and then a nice flag before getting in on this sale. But overall, this right here is a shark pattern. All right, I'm marking up sharks, but I'm not necessarily trading them just yet. I'm studying it, so that's why I'm not in a sell on this one. But this right here would have been a good sell opportunity because you see this double top right here at the very top. NU, all right, getting our 3 pushes. Market's already coming up. I'm wanting to see if it gives us a little double top here for a reversal pattern before it turns around, potential reversal. Okay, so that's it for right now, guys. What I want to discuss with you guys right now is what is your trading strategy? Okay, what is your trading strategy? So, Sam, you've been on the squad the longest. Okay, you've been on the squad the longest. What would you say is your trading strategy? Let's just start with one. There may be several, but let's start with one that you want to dedicate yourself to learning and trading it this week.
Probably that support and resistance one.
Support and resistance.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Want to master that one. Seems like the more simple one that I can master kind of fast, and then over time it'll probably be something like the market structure one. I like that one too.
Okay. 1 second here.
Okay.
Notepad, that's what I wanted. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen once more. All right, so Sam said he wants to do, all right, let's talk about, all right, for this is overall trading plan. For today, we're just going to go over strategy. Okay, so Sam said he going to trade support and resistance. Okay, so with your strategy, Sam, I want you to tell me what time frame will you observe? And this is for Thursday. This is for Thursday. Okay.
I'm thinking like the 4 hour.
Okay. So you got to observe. That's fine. And what time frame will you execute the trade on?
Probably on the 1 hour.
Okay. Great example. So Sam said he'll look to do this on the 4 hour. Oh my gosh, fingers everywhere. All right, then he'll trade it on there. Perfect. Now, also with your strategy, I want you to determine, all right, what will be your stop loss on average? Okay, and then what will be your take profit? Now, how about I say this? How about I say this? Rather than just look at it from a, okay, oh, wait. I'll do it like this. I'll do it like this. Stop loss. Okay. Either you can select your stop loss by the number of pips, okay, or will you select the stop loss by the next zone? That's what I want you to tell me. Same thing with take profit.
Yeah, that's easy. I'll probably do pips.
Right? So I want you to determine, okay, how many pips are you willing to risk? And then how many pips are you looking for? Okay, or how do you go about selecting your take profit or stop loss? So, so some people may use, fibs, right? So then you would say to yourself, okay, I measure my stop loss, I measure my take profit by this Fibonacci ratio. That's perfectly fine. And then whatever your pip count is whatever it is, right? And then you will adjust your lot size accordingly.
Yeah,
Okay?
I like that Fibonacci tool. I was just gonna say that.
Okay. So so that's essentially what you can do. So I'll just say on here fibs.
And then for the loss, it's gonna be always 4% of my account per trade.
Right. But your strategy has to allow for that, right? So that's why. So you're right. So we can adjust how much we risk based on just the lot size alone, right?
Yeah.
But in regards to your strategy, how do you determine your stop loss, right? You know what I'm saying? If your strategy says, okay, well, I select my, stop loss based on the field. I selected on the previous resistance or previous support. Okay, I see my previous support was that's your strategy, right? And then you calculate to say, okay, my previous support was X amount of pips, so I need to adjust. I need to adjust accordingly like that, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so that's how we're gonna do that. All right.
Bet.
So support and resistance. This right here is for Sam. Okay. Bernard, sir. What is your strategy that you want to trade? That you will learn, okay, and you will practice this week. So just give me one. Select one.
I was looking at when he was on today, the one you taught us that Saturday.
Harmonics.
I'm looking at the first one. It's called I might I call it back pattern.
The bat pattern. Okay.
I have the rules to it already. I just have to figure out what will my total profit would be and loss formula be for that.
Okay.
That formula.
Okay.
But everything else we have, and that seemed that was kind of makes sense. But I'm about to ask T for the recording that day.
Yeah.
Because that the way I got his name down.
Cody.
Did
the teacup.
Did the teacup breakdown?
Yeah.
To me, in my firm, that would be very basic. But since I had to walk in and out, I think I missed something.
What you mean by walk in and out?
I got a phone call from my dad.
Oh, okay. I got it.
So I didn't see the whole thing. I called the beginning.
Okay.
When he was doing the charts, his charts, I didn't catch most of that.
Okay. So how about I help you? I want you to go with teacup.
Teacup?
I want you to go with teacup because it's very basic.
Yeah.
Okay. Harmonic is a little bit more intuitive. Okay. With teacup, very simple. Simple rules. And we also have educators that teach that as well. Okay. You don't need to know market structure and all this other stuff that will. Before we continue with Bernard, Sam, what IML TV educator will you listen to this week that trades that particular strategy?
I honestly don't know who does, so I couldn't give you the answer, but I think I want to go with Manny Quinones.
Okay.
Seems like he is a good educator that you've been talking about, so I'm gonna try to see what he's talking about.
Okay. Manny trades harmonics. All right. So you want to find an educator. So as we select these strategies, right, we want to find an educator that execute these strategies. So think about your strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I want you to also tune in to some IML TV educators who may trade that. So Luke could be a good one because he trades gold. And he literally just based it off of support and resistance.
Right. I'm gonna lock in on Luke then, and then I'm gonna invest into Gold Cup once I get me a laptop by the end of the month. And
perfect.
Yeah, we about to get to it. Appreciate you.
Yep. Okay. Bernard, sir, I want you to practice on the teacup. Now, hey, if you say, Dwayne, it ain't my cup of tea, hey, we just move on to harmonics then, right? But I really think it's going to work for you. Okay. So what I want you to do, Bernard, all right, you have teacup on several time frames that you can look at, so that's going to help you out in regards to being able to execute it. All right, observe and execute. So let's just say you're going to look at the 4 hour and the 1 hour. Okay, and the good thing is that you can execute on both the 4 hour and the 1 hour.
So I'm observing 1 hour?
1 and 4 hour. Okay. Your stop loss. Okay. For this strategy is always 30 pips. So you see how easy it is? Because we can simplify this for you. Your stop loss for all time frames is going to be 30 pips. All right, from where the entry ought to be. Okay, then your take profit. Okay, your take profit for the 1 hour trades that you execute. If you see a teacup that forms on a 1 hour, the take profit is 25 pips. If you see a teacup that forms on a 4 hour, your take profit then is going to be 50 pips. Now, I'm getting my notebook out right now just to confirm that. I know we just had the session, so I want to make sure I'm copying my notes correctly.
And daily is 75.
And daily is 75. Okay, let's just say right now we focusing on the hour. Okay, so here you go. And then you already have your IML TV educator already set up that teach this strategy. And that is Lasaldo. Okay, I don't want to butcher his last name. But you have Lasaldo. Okay, to find him, let's go to IML TV. English, I believe he's going to be in Gold Cup. Boom, he's right there. Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Okay, but of course you always got the recordings, so you can always find the recordings. All right, but you would just go into Gold Cup and then you'll find his channel. Okay. All right. And so I want you guys to take these take this seriously. So this week, Sam is going to be listening to Luke Longmire, and you don't have to wait for his live sessions, right? Study his recordings, and then I want you guys to be marking up your charts to see, okay, I see what he's looking at. Okay, I see how he's executing the trade, right? And then be on the lookout for any potential setups for this week. Same thing with Bernard. Bernard is going to be watching Lasaldo. He's going to be studying the teacup. And what I want you guys to do is go into TradingView, spend some time on the charts, okay? And then essentially, marking up your charts with teacups, marking up your charts with support and resistance on gold, right? So then you guys can kind of get a feel for, okay, I see what they were looking at. Let me see if this is happening live right now, okay?
Bet.
With the teacup strategy, Bernard, you can look at any pair. It doesn't even matter what pair it is. Okay, with Sam's going to look at gold for right now because that's what Luke teaches. Okay. And then each day, I want you guys to spend some time on your chart. All right, spend some time on your chart. All right. Any other questions? Sam, you got anything, bro? You good?
I'm good, my boy. Appreciate you.
All right, Bernard, sir, any questions?
No, sir.
All right, perfect. All right, then, guys. So that'll be it for today. Then we're gonna end our session with that. Appreciate you guys' time. This is being recorded, so you guys should be able to watch everything. So essentially, right, we went over all the U.S. majors and crosses, right? I'll send you guys the markups in our Telegram chat. I also showed you guys again how to utilize, or how I go about utilizing my trading plan, trading journal, documenting the trades. Showed you guys how to, write up your checklist to give you confidence in executing the trade. I could be completely wrong, right? Market could just continue on to the upside, taking momentum with it on the DXY. It could, right? But hey, so we don't know until we actually execute. Okay, so we've done that. I think we probably still in a little bit of drawdown right now, like 3 or 4 pips, but that's fine with me. All right, we're looking to catch a few 20 pips. All right, that's what we'll do. Then you guys have your game plan for this week.
Yep.
Okay, and then I want you guys to come back Thursday with some markups. Let me know what you guys done seen. Let me know what trade setups you done took for this week on your demo account per the strategy. Okay, and what I want to see you guys have on Thursday is your strategy written down somewhere, either on Excel, on your computer, or something that says, hey, on this time frame. So pretty much what I just did for you, I want you to have that written down yourself.
You do that spreadsheet on
The Excel spreadsheet?
yes.
The trade journal?
Is that a demo? Trade journal?
It's whatever. I mean, it's a live one to you. It's just an example. It's an example I gave. I document demo and live trades that I take. So you can utilize it however you want to.
Okay, I'll just edit it for me.
Yes, you tailor it for you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You tailor it for you. Go ahead, Sam. What's your comment?
Yeah, basically, bro, I was just telling you, you're doing great, man. Being our accountability partner, bro, been pushing us. Just continue to be great, my boy. Appreciate your help, bro, for real.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I appreciate that, my man. You guys continue to be great. So yeah, with that being said, guys, again, Thursday, I want you guys to bring it. You know what I'm saying? Be looking at the market. I want you guys to tell me or show us, what trades did you take. I'm gonna allow you guys to share your screen on Thursday, so you guys can show me your markups and really say or show the team, share with the team what it is that you're learning. Okay? So I want to see some progress this week, guys. Eventually, all of you guys will be independent traders, and you guys will be able to teach everybody else how to trade as well. All right? So that's going to conclude today's session. Appreciate you guys, man.
All right.